Trying to figure out how to do this so you guys can at least see something. It has not been a good week for me. I don't even know where to put you guys. It has been an absolute miserable week, and not even gonna hide it. Broke 2 pairs of glasses. Had fraud charges on my card that I had to fix. Had to get a new card, and it's not a credit card, so I had to go get a whole new debit card. An absolutely miserable week. Oh, that's like I need to find a spot to hold you guys. I know not the end to set you on. That'll work for now, but don't work for long, I'll tell you that much. This thing is freaking ginormous. Look how big this thing is. Look how big this Nutria is. It's freaking giant. Holy crumba. The hair is like 6 inches long. This Nutria is huge. Look how big this thing is. Look how big this freaking Nutria is. 16 pounds. Like a small beaver. His tail's, he's missing his tail's chewed off. This thing's huge. His feet are, I don't even know what to do with this thing, man. It's so big. Absolutely wild. I'll tell you right now, I have another one in the chop. Chop's set off on camera, but I'm going to try it tomorrow. I don't even know if I can read chat. I don't even know how this works. I haven't done it in so long. But check this thing out. How big that thing is. It's freaking giant. Huge beaver. Look at that. I mean, Nutria. Look at that. It's ginormous, this thing. Tail's gone. It's huge. This thing's got to be the fattest Nutria I've ever seen in my life. This thing is a monster. Holy crap. Holy crap. This thing's freaking ginormous. This has to be unbelievable, dude. Look at this. Look at this Nutria. Look at that. It's freaking huge. This thing is absolutely freaking ginormous. Look at this. What do you do with something this big? Like, what is a person supposed to do with this? It's the whole freaking card table. Look at this. The whole freaking card table thing's so big. What is a person supposed to do with that? Now how to have you up here. What is a person supposed to do with that, you know? How do I have you up here? That thing is ginormous. That's a Nutria. I figure out how I had you on here. Maybe like that. Look at this. Look how big this thing is. Look at that. Thing is monstrous. That is a Nutria. The thing is freaking ginormous. Look at that. Oh my god, this thing's the biggest. Oh, it's hurting my back. Ugh. He's huge. I don't know what. Oh my, this is the biggest Nutria I've ever caught in my life. I swear I've caught 19, but this said 16. 16.6, and this thing's absolute monster. I don't even know if I have a big enough board to put them on. This thing's huge. Oh my gosh. What am I supposed to do with that thing? What am I supposed to do with that, right? When the skin is shed today, guys. No. This thing's freaking monstrous. The head is the size of my hand. It's huge. This thing is freaking ginormous. No way. This thing has to be like the alpha or the absolute giant in the pack. This thing is. Whew, look at this. I'll show you again. Look how big that thing is. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. That thing's Nutria. That thing is freaking monstrous. Look at that. This thing is a monster. It's a monster. Look at that. That thing is, oh my, freaking huge. Oh my gosh. Caught it at 220 RBG. This thing is, I think, 14 inches wide, at least on the table. Maybe 20. Thing's monster. We're going to skin this. I don't know if this may get taken down, but I'm going to do my best. This thing is an absolute monster. I don't even know what to do with this thing. It's so big. Like, this thing is freaking, dude. If you didn't know better looking at this, right? You didn't know better looking at this, you say this is a beaver. There's no thing is absolutely monstrous. This thing, look at that. Thing's huge. Look at this. The thing's huge. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if I can see comments. I don't know if anybody's commenting. Oh my gosh. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. This click comments on? Live chat. Maybe that would do. Live chat. There we go. Oh my gosh. This thing hurt my back tearing out. Oh, my back hurts so bad. And I don't have my glasses, guys, so I don't know how it's going to go. I broke 2 pairs of glasses already. My main pair broke, Justin, and just look, yesterday, or early today, my other pair broke, so now I have no glasses. So luckily I can see close, I can't see far, but I'm going to try to do this best we can. Got my Weeby zipper. Back hurts so bad. Weeby zipper. And going to use a little bit of the Weeby Boss Dog. Then, of course, my handy dandy caribou. Back hurts. A little bit of this action going on. Hang out with me while I stand. I'm trying to get this on camera. Trying to get it so I have on camera. Can you guys hear me all right? Oh, my back. Today is, so I've been taking medicine, this medicine since 2005 that I've been on. The first day that my doctor said, I've lowered my doses down and down, further and further and further, and I finally off it. So today's the first day that I'm actually not taking one of them. Feeling a lot better, but man, I'm hurting a little bit. Because it's messing with my medical stuff, right? And it's making me gain weight and all kinds of problems, and I had to get off it. Otherwise, it was going to kill me, shorten my life, especially because I'm 29 years old, pre-diabetic because of medication, because I could not control my eating at 29. So we had to get off it, and I'm already down 25 pounds just by lowering the medication. So huge difference. Not hungry at all during the day. Maybe eat once or twice a day. Actually, I have to force myself to eat. It's a huge difference, and let me tell you something. Life is so much better. But I'm going to do this best I can. I usually have a way to hang him up, but not this time. So it's just going to take time, and he is so matted in mud. But this dude is matted in mud. It is what it is for now. I mean, not much I can do about that. For now, I have to go wash them, but then I'd have to wait again for them to dry, and so we're going to have that much time today and time tomorrow, because right now, I'll tell you, as of this moment, there's another one of these guys in my trap, same one I caught him in, because on camera I saw today he's in there. Or I saw, trap is gone, but it's set off and off the stand, so there's another one already dead. Getting late, gonna check it tomorrow early in the morning, but it's on the crossover, so there's a trap here, a trap there. The lake side one's fired, the crossover side near the creek side's not, so if you were to go over, you'd get into the other one, but you know, it's one of those things where this same crossover they saw the beavers on, the nutria swimming up against the trap. Pretty sure this is a big dude. I'll show you one more time. I'm not sure if you're a new viewer, but that's a big dude for sure. That went up to that conibear you saw in the video, went up, sniffed it, and then turned around. No more. Let's see how I want to do this. It's all in the card table. I have no skinning machines, no nothing. Right, there's first cut. This is all old school. There's no special equipment I have, no special tools. All done the old way. I have no way to line up my cuts. This is just done the best I could do, you know. And You know, it's not worst case. Now I'm gonna grab a pair of gloves real quick because I don't want to get any of this on me. I'm gonna run over here real quick. Oh my god, my back is absolutely wrecked. You get these gloves on real quick. So I showed you guys the other day. I don't know if I showed you. I talked about it, but I slipped the other day and went to reach to grab a tree that I slipped off of, part of the tree, but I grabbed a blackberry branch, sliced my finger open there, and there, and this one is failing to heal. It's right in the crease of my finger, and it's super painful. It went in deep, and just touching it hurts. Got everything out of it, but it's not healing, and it's absolutely painful. That one hurt. My hand where it went in, all of my fingers and stuff hurt. Because the thorns went right in there. And it wasn't like didn't go in, but it was like a grab and fall. So it went in and teared as it went in. It hurt. One of those blackberry bushes. They're no joke. I don't think anybody's commented yet. If you did, say something. If you're not, I don't know. It says live comments, but I don't know. All comments are visible. Okay, so nobody's commented. All right. Gotta get to work on this guy. And of course, I forgot to cut the feet off. Pick that up later. There's a tool. Come on. Come on. At least my fingers aren't in there. Oh, there we go. I did enough. Gotta get this done. Really not much in the mood to do this guy, but in the second view in here, do you see the size of this Nutria? Nutria is freaking monstrous. It takes up almost the whole card table. It's huge. He came in at 16.6, but I still don't believe it. I think he's bigger than that. This thing looks like a miniature beaver. He's so big. This has to be like the king or queen of the roost down there, because this thing is absolute monstrous. Hey, Mike. Whatever. They don't go for much green, but when you can them, I'll tell you something. I looked up how much some of the koi poos for. They call them in Mexico. For one of these, $120. $120. So I said, screw it. I'm going to go put them on YouTube with the rest, and I'm going to drop $20 and put some extra cheap shipping. It's still there, but you know what? I'm still beating the other guy, and haven't had much action with it, but you know what? If someone's going to look for it, they see mine, and his are all damaged, as they call it. Mine are undamaged from conifers, no holes, no nothing. I'm going to make the sale before he does, so I mean, when I saw $120 for a tan Nutria, let's just say I about pooped myself, because like, there's no way. These things are considered nuisances, but yet here they are. $120, $120. Someone wanted $600 for a tanned white one. And I was like, you got to be crazy. But it's on there. I mean, I'm not, going to bleach them or anything like that. But this one's big. I mean, put him sitting on the card table. I think he blows away my 18-pounder, but my 18-pounder on the scale said 18. This one says 16.6, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't necessarily trust that scale. The scale's new. It's supposed to be really accurate between like 1 ounce difference, and it's one of those professional, high-end, like calibrated tournament scales. But I don't know. I'm starting to not believe it. $100 scale. How can it be wrong? But I don't believe it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta do this guy. Got case skin him. See, case skinner is interesting too. They're getting case skin for 120 on there. I have not decided to conquer the market yet. Put my round ones on there and see what happens with them. But I'm waiting a little bit to see what happens. But I'll tell you right now, when I was selling my round muskrat and the regular ones, my round muskrats were popping off, and I was selling those. Listen, $35 for the pelt, 15 shipped. And people were buying them, tanned. So these people talk about there's no market, there's none of this, right? But yeah, of course there's no market if you're going to blow 1,000 pelts within, for a little money, or you can save 10 of them and potentially make that 1,000 like that, and then whatever else is throw that $1,000 on top of the other pelts. But I mean, people sit there and talk about there's no market. I'm like, I don't know. I've catch a half dozen, maybe 30 animals a year, and I'm all right with what I'm making. So no, I can't go wrong with that at all. It just drives me nuts when people are like, hey, there's no market. I'm like, if there's no market for you, you have two options. You stay with no market, or you go find a market, or make a market, right? Because there's always somebody willing to buy. It may not be somebody willing to buy a bunch, but there's always somebody willing to buy one or two. And then you just wait till the next person comes along. One or two get sold. And then eventually you have them all sold. So I never necessarily believe there's no market. I mean, the market's crap right now, but they're still selling them. So, I mean, you skin them. I had to wait 6 months for them to get back. So I'm that into the price, the labor, the traps, So, I mean, all that is pretty reasonable for using premium traps, premium equipment, spending the time using the best professional tanner I can, Moyle Tannery, so all that adds into my price, and it's still affordable. I'm only they charge like $15 nutrient. I mean, can't go wrong for 120 plus labor and all that in there. 110, 100, or whatever you want to charge for. And I guarantee you that other dude that's charging 120, he didn't catch him, he didn't do any work, he just bought them and threw them on there. And like I said, his are damaged. He advertised damaged, $120. Mine are right in the description and in the title, undamaged, $100. So I mean, thick fur, winter cotton Oregon, all these words, right, that people look for and they sell. Keywords. That's kind of like, you got to be a little bit of a salesman. I sold one of those rangefinders, golf rangefinders, yesterday. Had it on there at 120, right, the day before. That night, before that guy saw that, I put up to $155, right? All of a sudden, he sees it, and next day I see, oh, look, someone's interested. I bump it, say, I'm gonna give you a deal, $115. Boom, he bought it. And guess what I did? I loaded $5 from what I had the night before, and he bought it because he thought he was getting a great deal. That's a salesman for you. Swindled him a little bit, but I mean, I had that thing pretty cheap for the wintertime because nobody's golfing, right? So I really want to sell for $150, but I'll take it. I needed the money at the time. That's how that's a salesman for you. That's what you got to do too on eBay, right? Sometimes you put it to that price, and then, I raise them every year. I raise them a little bit because of inflation, right? So add a little bit here, add a little bit there, and then maybe wait a month if nothing's selling, bump it up $30-$40. Then wait for somebody to be interested while you pay for advertising, and be like, take that whole bump you did off, and then they're thinking they're getting a good deal and they sell it. So that's how you make money. But yeah, I mean, the most I sold a beaver pelt this year for shipped together with price $180 tanned to somebody. So I mean, yeah, I have them marked $150, $30 shipping, because usually I'm spending $18, $19, $20 to ship it, and I mean 30 ship is still making a little, but $150 for that. And the least I sold it for, right? I started out 100, and then I started bumping it up, and they kept selling, and then they're still selling. So I'm like, might as well do it. So and that's only eBay. I hear people talk about going to Etsy and all this stuff and all these first things, but the thing is, if you get too many people that are like, wait, that's not right. Hey, you're selling it too much. These people that know so much, trappers that think they know better than other, you're not going to sell them necessarily. You need that buyer that's looking for a product that they can get, one-time buy, never have to buy again, right? And those are the people you're going to sell them to for pretty good money because it's worth it to them. And then if you word it right, undamaged, thick fur, winter caught, professionally tanned, you're getting the good quality stuff. They're not going to worry about potentially getting somebody that's just trying to get rid of it. So I mean, you got to be a little bit of a little bit of a salesman with it, but you also got to be honest with what you're saying. So that's how I do it. Go there or did I top it? All right, let's see. Let me see what I'm doing. What is going on here? Alright. I wouldn't put it past, I wouldn't say it's far-fetched that this one's one of the king or queens of the roost out there at that property. Because he's a big dude. I have one lady wanting to buy a gray fox frozen whole. Yeah? But you gotta think, are you gonna make more money selling a whole to her frozen, or cutting up, processing it, maybe taking some of the meat, the thigh meats and stuff, and stabilizing it, and maybe just selling it as just a stabilized meat, I can't do all that, but a lot of people can. You have a nice shop. I mean, are you gonna make more money selling a whole, or potentially selling the meat up, cutting the meat up, grinding it up, just stabilizing it and selling it that way? Or, you can look at the exotic food market. I mean, people look at these exotic meats and nutrients, like $45, $50 a pound, all this crazy stuff, because they're putting them in like dog food and exotic meats and all this weird stuff. So there's lots of markets out there people don't think about. So that's one of the things where you're like, you look at it and you're like, and God forbid, when I was looking at different meats, because I was thinking, is the meat of a nutria really worth it? Found that exotic meat site, and they're selling, I mean, that was $45, $50 a pound 3 years ago. That was pre-COVID, so probably $70, $80 a pound now. So, I mean, you got to be smart about what you're looking at and then make a decision. Oh, tax room, okay. That, if she's, it's worth it, That's another market you could hit. But like a lot of people talk about, I want to get rid of my furs now, right? I have a bunch upstairs, but I'm in no rush to sell them because I don't have to get rid of them, right? And it's one of those things where I'm willing to bump the price up a little bit, wait for somebody to buy it. It's just, I've been selling, it's not a lot compared to a lot of people, but $180 roughly or so a beaver a month, that's still decent money thrown on top of at the end of the month, so I'm not looking to blow 1,000 pellets. So I mean, you gotta figure out how you want to sell it and how much time you want to put into it. I just throw it up there, you can throw it up there and wait, and then when it sells, you get a notification. Just drive to the post office, like, here you go, and they sell those envelopes, those not express version, but like the priority envelopes, little square ones. You can throw a beaver pelt in there and sell it, or ship it for $18 in 2-3 days, and you get it there. And people are happy. I've only had one guy kind of fuss about it, but he was fussing a little bit, but he's like, I got a really good pelt, so I'm not frustrated, not worried. And it was I sent him like a blondish one, but of all the guys that out there I sent him to, I sent him the special one, and he still wasn't very happy about it. But you know what? He didn't give me a negative review, he gave me neutral, and I'm like, maybe I should have given him something else. But I didn't know who he was. Didn't know who he was going to at the time. We can't sell a game meat in our state. Oh, that sucks. You're in, what state are you in? I can't remember. And did you see that post I tagged you in about those girls asking about what's more special, a guy in the military, or what's more toxic, a guy in the military or a prisoner? And they said, oh, a guy in the military. I'm like, I looked at it like, what? Oh, Arizona. Did you see that post I tagged you in? Where those girls were talking about that? I could not believe what I was hearing. I heard that, I was like, excuse me? Is that what America's at now? Is that the level of, oh. Yeah. I was like, whoa. 50 years ago, or after World War II, it was all about the, soldier coming home, and all about them, After 9/11, everybody was in this together, right? And how have we strayed so far from being such a strong nation to what we are now? I'm not going to get into this. You know my stance. You see me post some stuff, but I'm not going to get into it too much. I want to stay neutral. I don't want to ruffle any feathers on here. But yeah. Then the one girl's like, hey, yeah, he cheated. He was in the Air Force. They're not worth it. I'm like, my thought was, he probably cheated for a very good reason, because he probably did something and he's like, oh, no way. And based off her answer, you're probably right. That's a level of unintelligence out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like my latest video. They keep calling him because me and Tommy Bryant, right? We got into it a little bit, but with Tommy Bryant, right? No hard feelings. I messed him. Seems like we're good, but he said you're the world's worst beaver trapper. So now I coined that worst trapper in the world. Still successful. I marketed it, used it like, you know, nothing against Tommy, right? Because Tommy's a good dude. It's just I thought, if he's the one saying that, there's probably others out there saying that, but like you made that video, talking about making that video, you said, put another one bites the dust on there. Kind of that idea, you know? Let's see. How do I want to do this? Ugh, big dude. Dude, the size of the ears on this guy are about that big. Monstrous ears. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just glad I was born in 94. Although I would be in 95, baby. I was just born in December 94. But I do remember, before all this crap all this stuff went to crap, right? I do remember not having a cell phone until 11th grade. Not when I was 4 years old like a lot of kids these days. So I could be grateful for, you know, the old ways of things. I kind of remember going to my neighbors. Hey, is Avery home? Hey, can you come play? Not, oh, you don't want to play? Oh, screw you then. You know, none of that stuff. There's a YouTube channel out there called The World's Worst Fisherman. I bet you that's funny. Because I bet you it's one of those things where he's really good, but it's one of those things where, like, people just said that to him and he's like, okay, I'll show you the difference, you know, like, whatever. This guy's fur is so thick, it's insane. I think this guy's the longest hair I've ever seen on a nutria. This thing's got to be old. This guy, because his hair is like that long, and it's normally like that, but he's like twice the length. This dude's this one. When I get this guy back, I need to market somehow because I'm not selling this guy. This guy's that big across on the table, right? And that's not even moving my hands. But he took it and ran with it. See, that's funny because like there's this dude on TikTok, right? And I don't go on there much. I just go on there, see what's going on. Every time I go on there, I lose brain cells. It seems like this dude was posting this Biden thing up back, and people were getting mad. And then he was posting this Trump thing up back and getting mad. And then I found out he's posting both because he gets a reaction out of everybody, right? When you get a reaction out of everybody, people start showing up. And what that does, it brings people to your channel. Then you start growing your channel. So he's just trolling people, but it's working. And he's making all kinds of money off it because, you know, the Trump supporters are there chanting them on. Then the Biden people are there chanting them on. And he's making all kinds of money off both sides. I'll tell you what, that's a smart way to sit there and make money and challenge people. To weaponize both sides and make all kinds of money. Not that he needs it, though. He's from Long Island. People living in Long Island, let me tell you something. My grandparents had a place in Long Island. That place ain't cheap to live. It's a lot of money to live there. It wouldn't be far-fetched to say people living in Long Island, New York are rich. Now, my grandparents aren't necessarily rich, but they bought the house a long time ago, and then, you know, it's one of the things before it came to one of those, like, touristy rich areas, they had it, and then they sold it. But, I mean, they aren't bad. My grandpa was an insurance adjuster for years. He worked with all kinds of people, and famous people. You know Angelina Jolie's dad? He was at my grandparents' wedding, of all people. That John Voight or whatever his name is, he was at my grandparents' wedding. This was, oh geez, this was in the 60s. He's at their wedding. Yeah, no such thing as bad press. Yeah. Yeah, and then my uncle, well, not blood uncle, but my dad's best friend for like God knows how long, learned to play the guitar. Listen to this. Electric guitar by Steven Tyler's dad. Steven Tyler's dad taught my makeshift or uncle to play the electric guitar. It's crazy, huh? And then my uncle grew up in Queens, New York, right? City guy, turned country boy, went to the NFR in the National Finals Rodeo in the 90s and competed and met his barrel racing wife there, and now they own a farm in upstate New York. How about that for a change? That means you don't have to be country to be a cowboy. You could grow into being country and a cowboy, you know. You don't have to be born a cowboy. Let me tell you something. If he went from the Queens to competing in the National Final Rodeos in 1998, I think, there you go. And this man, I've never seen a man work harder in my life than that guy. Wife gets up at 3 in the morning, doesn't come back from the barn until 9 at night, every day. If there's something, let's say there's something wrong, right? That man will figure it out. He's the one I bought my hats from. He also, you know, works for like Bass Pro Shop, Tracker Marine, and all those fancy brands now. Hi, Gavin. How are you, bud? It is all about the mindset. That's right. And you know what he says? Now he says he goes out on his porch every day, throws the rope at the dummy 100 times each day. Doesn't matter if Mr. hits it 100 times each day, so he can stay on top of it. That's dedication. I like to say that man can do anything he puts his mind to. I don't think I've seen him do one thing that he couldn't do. There's people like that out there that just blow my mind. Because they have that dedication for for years. Man, it's been 30 minutes. I would have normally been done, but I decided to do live and haven't really gotten anywhere. I'm also up against the clock a little, not clock, but a little harder today because I don't have my classes. And let me tell you something, before I walked out here, one was broken. I was not in a good mood coming out here, but I'm in a lot better mood now. You have 2 just for trapping, that's right, and fishing, yeah. Right, see, I have no problem going out in the world, busting my ass for, pardon the French, but for 11-hour days like I used to with landscaping. But the second I'm sitting in some retail job, I can't stand people. You get the nicest people in the world walk by. It all takes one dummy that's having a bad mood to ruin your day. And I'm like, I can't deal with that. Those are not my people. I think I was talking about this last time. Well, actually it's not out yet. I can't talk about that. But what I did the other day is I went in town to a nice French restaurant for my brother's sister, you know, more of a, you know, city person. Went to this nice French restaurant. And I went there, sat outside. I walked out of the, you know, parking lot, or parking garage, and sit there, wait for them to show up, and I'm sitting here looking at these people. I'm like, I was reading over my dad say, these aren't my people. I'm very uncomfortable. And they're just, it's one of the upscale areas around here. I'm like, these ain't my people. I don't fit in. It was a very uncomfortable sit there for a while. Went in the restaurant, didn't worry about it too much because of good conversation, but city people aren't my people. I don't belong in the city. I hate the city. One of those things, you know, with the outdoor stuff. I made the video about it, right? If you want sponsors and you want people to work with you and you want to build a good relationship, go work with them and put the company that you're working with before you, right? Because what that's going to do is make them want to work with you, because it doesn't come across you wanting free product. You're not wanting all that free stuff, right? You don't ever ask for free product. You just sit there and promote their stuff, and then when they feel like you've done enough, then they'll put it your way. It's not about, hey man, can I have some free stuff? Because that's very rude, you know? And that's not what it's about for me. It's about push their products. I'm perfectly content at 29 years old. All the fishing I've done, all the stuff I've done, that knows I'm perfectly content to hang everything up right now and go about my life and just be happy. Because I've done so much. But, you know, it brings enjoyment, so I probably won't, but I could. And that's why I don't care about promoting myself. I care about promoting the products. Because these other people would take care of me, and when they take care of me, I get product that'll help me advance in my career of fishing and trapping, and then therefore, you know, I'm helping them, but I'm not always having to pay for these products that otherwise I may not be able to afford, you know? So, it does have a benefit of pushing a product, even though, you know, people may not like it. In the end of the day, they're giving you stuff that you may otherwise not afford. Like, I bought a $250 fishing rod, but you gotta remember, guys, like, it's not, I fish every day, every week, all the time. And $250 fishing rod is outrageous for most people. But that's just a rod, no reel. Well, I ordered it, I waited for it. It's an American-made rod, handmade, in Woodland, Washington. Waited. Went to a big sportsman show that's actually coming up this week. I'm gonna go to. Went to talk to the owner. Like, we don't have them in stock. We have to make them, but you know what? I have one of these in stock. Went from a $250 rod to a $500 rod. He said, "You know what? I have that one instead." I'm like, okay. And essentially, we became very good friends after that. I'm like, and he's been, slowly been pushing me fishing gear and building me up, and I'm like, I'm not going to turn that down. And that's because, and I still get all kinds of gear from him. But here's the deal. I don't talk about what can you do for me. It's what I can do for you. And that's why I'm so successful. People don't get that. People are selfish and they want everything for themselves, and that's not the way to be. What's the best set for beaver? Well, if you got let's say you got there's a nice lake somewhere, and you get on the ground where there's a little bit of mud, maybe a little area with mud, you just sit there, dig a little trench out, take a bed, about, you got to do a little research on it, but anywhere from, I'm not going to give you a depth, right? But set it there, make sure it's about that far into the water, and about that far out, or maybe touch the edge, and then throw a bunch of mud up there, and get some caster glue and put it right on there. And when you put that foothold, you want it on a drowner system, so you got to have a weight on the end, preferably a big sandbag, full of debris from the weights and mud and all that stuff. Throw it out there, you want the chain tight, you stick the top end in, and you have a one-way lock. It's called a drowner. When he goes down that lock, he cannot reverse that lock. And then when he gets caught, he's underwater and you have him. You go feel for the trap and it's not there and you know you have him. It's called a caster mound. That is probably the best set. Because you're set, especially the foothold, because the foothold's under the water. They don't know it's there. Where I'm trapping a lot of stuff where right now it's 1.5 feet. I can't put anything there because he's going to be alive there every time. And so I have to run conibears. But other than that, the best set is a caster mound with a foothold. In my opinion. That's how I learned to trap, and I've had a crap ton of success with it when I was learning. I wish I did more. I just don't do it at this prop because it's not humane. It's not responsible. And that's part, I'll say, trapping's maybe an eighth of the stuff, right? Being responsible and understanding when to trap, where to do stuff, when to move stuff, and to prevent accidents from happening is about 90% of the other stuff, right? Trapping is the fun. Preventing an accident that makes your whole state lose its rights is the most important part, in my opinion. Don't ever listen to the people online that say, shoot, shovel, shut up. Because I'll tell you what, they're the people that are going to ruin the rights. Yeah, they can brag about it online, but you know what they're going to do? I guarantee them when they're in the situation, they ain't going to make a mistake because they know they're going to be on the end of it. But when they're on the internet, they can say anything they want without even being face-to-face with the person. So, like I said, the second they have to go up to that person and say, hey man, I killed your dog, or your dog was down and drowning. They're not going to want to do that because then it's face-to-face. It's personal. It's no longer, and they forget it, It ends up being in the face. That's why those trappers say shit online, but they'll never do it in person. And if they do, that's bad for you. Someone just messed me outdoors on my Facebook. But don't do that stuff. You want to avoid anything domestic with. That's the number one thing I do. If there's any speck of me, my conscience is going to say there's something going to happen, I will not sit there. I will walk away. I don't care how good the property is, I'll find a different property. It's not worth ruining the rest of my state's trapping opportunities just to make mistakes because I want to be selfish. That's my opinion, but because when you talk to somebody like, screw it, no big deal, just shoot something, shovel, and shut up and bury the animal. Well, you do that to my dog, I guarantee you, if I find out, you're going to have hell to pay, because my dogs don't normally get out. The only time they ever got out is if someone came here, sprayed some stuff around the house, and left the gate open. That was one time, and that was scary, because my dogs are gorgeous. People will pick them up and steal them, and it scared me half to death. If that's a scenario where the dog doesn't get out normally, and it does, you catch someone's dog like that, you have hell to pay, because they ain't going to be happy. I sent you a friend request on Messenger. On here or where? I'm not entirely, I know it's hard because, I'll tell you this, Gavin, you want the brutal honest truth? between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all the chat groups I'm in, I can't go 15 seconds without film. Within 15 seconds of film something, I'm already getting notifications on my phone. So I can't even film something without it going off, or vibrating, or doing something. So I get so many a day, you might have to resend it. Facebook on Anthony Rubeo Outdoors or Anthony Rubeo. On the other ones, I don't use much. They're more private. Go to Anthony Rubeo Outdoors, I will get it. I just have to look for it. And I've had some things going viral lately, so it's just boom, 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 just going off all day. So it's hard to go back, and I don't usually look at that stuff. It's just, it never stops. It's bad. Did you see the chat? Okay, yeah, right. Mike, you still in here? I need to quit yapping and start working, because this thing, I don't want to be out here too long. My dogs are in the house, and I don't even know what time it is. But soon they're going to get fed, and they want to crab and then get them stuff. Yes. How long have you been in the military? And I know you're... Okay, I'm going to screw it up. I want to say Army, but how long have you been in? And I think we talked about this the other night, but how long have you been in, and why did you join? Same as when you can. All right, Gavin, I'll look for it after I'm done. Did 20 years, so actually I know the reason already, I'm pretty sure, but if it's not been that long. My guess is 9/11, right? That's why I wanted to join when I got out of high school, and then I couldn't because of medication. I've seen all that stuff about 9/11, and seen all that stuff, and Toby Keith's Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, and American Soldier, and all that stuff. Just, dude, I would jump in front of the bullet for just about anybody that I'm serving with. I don't give a crap. I'll die honorably every time, you know. I will do my job, you know, to the nth degree, but I couldn't go, and I hate it. So I try to spend as much of my time as I can honoring them. 4 as an infantry marine, then 18 in the Air Force. Yeah, it's one of those things like I couldn't serve, hopes and dreams crushed, but then I thought, you know, I could spend my time honoring them because they got to do what you didn't get to do, but you know I also know back in Vietnam, they got spit on it when they left the service, and so never disrespect the veteran, never judge them for what they had to do. They all signed the dotted line, but not one of them said, knew what they were going to do. They knew it may be serving, but they didn't know the assignment, right? So you can never judge a soldier, never judge a veteran. Just thank them for their service and without judgment. Yeah. I was 7 at the time. I was getting ready for school. And my mom shut the TV off and stuff, and didn't really show it to me. But every single year since 9/11, at least since 2013, every single documentary, every single video I've watched, and it's etched in my brain. And I'm a visual learner, so I can visually see the people, you know, jumping, you know, and I've gone to the museum and watched that stuff. Let me tell you something. Having first responder friends and going to that museum, where they have that like that chirp thing, that chirp, whatever, that emergency chirping sound when the oxygen runs out. Let me tell you, chills went down my spine because that day there was thousands of them going off. I got the worst chills, bro. And I'll tell you something too. When I got out of the subway, I walked up the subway and went up to the front of the museum. New York City's loud. That city was as quiet as this room if I stopped talking. That quiet. Once I hit the top of the stairs. People talk about, you know, getting eerily quiet. Never experienced it in my life till that day I took last step up the stairs, and I was in front of where the buildings were. Creepy, I tell you. Creepy. It still gives me chills. Just sacred ground. People died there, and you know it the second you walk out of there, and everything gets quiet. We were doing the build-up for deployment and had just gotten up for formation when it happened. Yeah. I have grandparents that live outside the city, and I'll tell you something. When I was 7 years old, I was scared to death that I didn't know any different. You know, I was scared to death that my grandparents were in there somewhere. And They didn't work there at all, but not, really knowing any different. And I was scared to death. I was terrified. I was terrified my grandparents could see the smoke from their house. I was terrified. And, yeah. Yeah, I bet. I think that day they grounded every single airplane. Amazing task, right? And I've watched all that stuff and just mind blown, Then you look at all the people that they all of a sudden have these body scanners come out, safety this, safety that. Then all of a sudden you get the yahoos that are like, well, my privacy, oh this, what about, we don't want body scanners, they see too much, And then people conveniently forgot that they happened to go through a freaking airport first. Don't even get me into that stuff. Then all of a sudden, they want security, but then they turn around like, but my privacy. I'd rather you not have privacy and the world be safe than you come around and then someone get butthurt about, oh my gosh, I don't like this, and then have some stupid wacko do something again like that, But people don't understand that stuff. Everyone's watching up TV, waiting on the word for when, I remember the first airplane hitting the building. I watched documentaries, right, all about it. First building hit, people were just like, what's going on? We're not sure. A small plane hit, this and that. The second plane hit. Everyone knew it was intentional. And they saw that commercial airliner hit that plane, hit that building. Let me tell you something. Whew! I mean, I got children. I visually can see it, right? Because I have visual memory, and stuff. And that, oh man, we need to stop talking about this because I will get livid, man. I need to stop talking about it. That stuff still works my chain to this day. And even worse, you look at, like we talked about earlier, people talking about, oh, well, servicemen of this or servicemen of that. On the documentaries that I saw on 9/11, about 9/11, there was Indian people out there, there was Chinese people out there, there was Korean people out there, there was everybody you can imagine out there looking at those buildings. Not one of them was saying, Muslims did it. Not one of them. In fact, there are Muslim people outside looking up at the building in shock, right? That's one of the things that drives me a little nuts about people, They're so quick to judge Muslims now, but, at the same time, the Muslim religion isn't the one that caused it. It's the extremists, the jihads, the terrorists, right? So, and it's, yes and no, right? So, it's touchy because people don't realize that Muslims died in there too, not including the plane and all the terrorists, right? So, it's hard for people to realize that you can't blame Muslims for something, right? Kind of like if they blame Mexicans now for crossing the border, but, if they did it legally, that's all asked, legally, right? Because my family back in the day came through Ellis Island. My dad's family did. Our name is etched on Ellis Island. And we did all the paperwork legally. So technically, I have an immigrant family. And 99, almost 100% Americans have immigrant families. So how can you sit there and blame somebody for something that it's just ignorance. I don't know. I need to stop getting into that stuff, but I think every kid in high school, 10th grade, should sit down and watch 9/11 and spend 2 weeks learning about it and learn every aspect of it. What happened? How did it happen? What did Bin Laden plan? What happened? How they got into the planes? Where they trained in Florida? All that stuff. I think every kid should learn it. Because kids nowadays, and I'm talking like 21-year-olds. You're 21 years old, you could drink a beer. You don't have a clue what happened. I don't know, it's sad. It's just, I don't like, I gotta be careful because I don't want to get stuff taken down, but you know how it is, right? It's just stupid. It's too easy for them to conveniently forget, or them just not learn about it. And if you don't learn about history, listen, as a history fan, person that studies history, if you don't learn about history, you are doomed to repeat it. If I can teach you anything, Gavin, that's it. If you don't learn about history and you try to erase history, you're doomed to repeat it. It doesn't matter if it comes to your lifetime, it will happen again. Yes, absolutely. And sometimes they don't forget, but they conveniently forget because it's no longer in their agenda. So, it's one of those things where, people just suck. You know what's funny? I haven't even gotten past the hind end, and I'm still talking. Just a minute. I mean, I don't mean to talk about like political stuff. I don't really consider that that stuff political too much. I consider that history. So I mean, there's that, right? It's not. I don't consider it political. It's only made political by people that happen to not like it and stuff like that. So. My back is hurting so bad. My lips burn, they're chapped. This week has been rough. I think I already said it, but like both pairs of glasses, my brand new pair, right, broke, split in half on the nose piece. Just earlier, one of the earpieces on my backup pair broke, so now I have no glasses. And like on the glasses, the screw snapped, so like that one's completely toast. Now I have no backup glasses, and I have them getting repaired, but it's just been hit after hit after hit this week, and it's been rough. And getting off medication, you know, that helps with like mood control. It's a rough week. And every time I talk about my medicine on any public forum, it ends up getting thrown in my face like some dumbass can weaponize it like they think it's some kind of special tool that they have. I guarantee you, the Adderall that I take from ADHD and the 30 milligrams extended release, every drug out there on the planet that's done Adderall will want that. That's premium stuff, but you ain't getting that. So when they throw it in my face, it's like, you have done Adderall? No, just kidding. Yeah, I looked it up one time. I get a month's supply with my insurance for like $12. And I'll tell you what, each pill is $45 on the street. I was curious, I had to look it up, like, you know, someone mentioned to me, that's like the expensive stuff. I'm like, that's kind of crazy to me, right? But if I do anything stupid like that, I don't get my medication anymore and the doctor loses his license, so I'm not that dumb. Definitely not worth it. Let's see here. I just got curious. And the difference with me taking Adderall, right, versus everybody else is, everybody else, it makes them hyper, or they hyper focus on something, right? It doesn't do any of that for me. It just mellows me out. It doesn't like give me more energy. It doesn't do anything real fancy. It just does the polar opposite of everybody else. It does the way my brain's wired. This is an extreme example, right? So somebody with ADHD and stuff like that has a brain wired like mine can go do this is obviously this is extreme. I've never done drugs in my life, or none of that, right? But as an example, I could go smoke crack, right? And it would not tweak me out. It would calm me down because of the way my brain's wired. Isn't that crazy? That it would have the opposite effect on me of everybody else because of the way my brain's wired? That's crazy, huh? It would have the opposite effect of it has on everybody else. I learned that. The doctor explained that to me. I'm like, really? And he said, yeah. And I said, that is absolutely crazy. So even if I were to like try to go get a high or something, right, it would not work on me. It would do the opposite. It wouldn't work. I know it's hard for some people to believe, but that essentially is what happens with someone with ADHD and their brain's wired like mine. Things full already. It's not something. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, you know, I didn't sit there and be like, hey, can I have my brain wired this way? But to me, it's normal, like, to just have this going on, how I, function. But for the average person, it would screw them up really bad, right? But if I did crack, I wouldn't have any teeth, right? Or I wouldn't have my original teeth, at least. But, yeah, it's kind of weird how that works. The chemicals in the brain have the opposite effect on me than it would somebody else. A lot of people talk about getting off medications, this and that. The one I'm getting off of is because it's messing with I don't know what this is, like hormone stuff and testosterone, and it's messing with a certain chemical in my brain, in my body, that is so high that it's worse than a pregnant woman. Can you believe that? So now that I'm off it, I've lost 25 pounds. It's back down to normal, but I was taking it since 2005, and it ended up making the level so bad that it was dangerous. The doctor said, you need to get off that. So I got off. Today's the first day I actually got off that. Dropped that completely and no longer taking it. So in a couple months, I'm going to get my blood taken, and I guarantee you, instead of being so higher, certain high, it's going to be back to normal for a guy, which is almost 30%. It was like number 30. It's supposed to be around 5 for a guy. It's going to be back down to 5. That's how high it was for me. So, although it was a miracle drug at the time, it really helped stuff when I was younger. It was, in the long term, it was doing damage. But, yeah, it's one of those things where, you gotta, I had no say in it. I was 8, 9 years old. I had no say in that. But, it was something new on the market. It worked, but now I need to get off it. So just because you're on a medication of some kind, you need to make sure when you get your blood taken and stuff like that, it's not doing more damage now over time. Because one of the things that medicine was doing is I was overeating. I got hungry every 2 to 3 hours. I would always eat and eat and eat, and I would never be full. And I would eat till I was full. And I was just gaining weight. And now that I cut it in half, right, I cut it down to half dose from 3 milligrams down to 2, and then I went down to 1.5, now down to half. I've lost 25 pounds just by cutting it, and I no longer get hungry, no longer get cravings all throughout the day. That's how powerful that stuff is. It's crazy. You got to be careful of that stuff. Because, like I said earlier, I was pre-diabetic because of it. And I couldn't stop it. I was going to get on injection weight losses because I could not control it. And it was that bad, and I stopped taking the medication. Everything's fixed pretty much now. I wouldn't even qualify for those injections now. That's just by dropping that medication. And 3-4 weeks, I'm already down 25 pounds. Just because I eat protein and I don't get hungry and I don't get cravings for sweets and sugars. Kind of crazy. So when you do that, when you take medications, the doctors prescribe something a long time, you got to be careful what the side effects are. And, you can't always, my parents, when I was living with them, they're like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And my doctor said, you need to do that. And if I listen to my parents, I'd still be going down the rabbit hole. And I guarantee you, at least I would die 60, 70 maybe. Instead of my family heritage of living into the hundreds, I would have at least lost 30 or 40 years off my life if I kept going down that route. That's crazy. So, got to be careful of that stuff. And it started with me, I just did a quick Google search, right? And said, okay, what are the side effects of this? Started looking at it, I'm like, okay, this ain't right. My body's doing things that is being said on here, and I need to get this checked. God, what is going on here? There we go. Waste of time there. So if you're going to take something, right, doctor prescribed, even though it may work, if it's something new, 10 years down the road, check it out. Check what's going on, because it may not always seem as a miracle as it used to be. Ew, penis, or whatever. Nothing new is that. And then you get the people online that all say, well, you take medication, shouldn't you be taking your medication? Yeah, dumbass. How about you be born with something that you can't change and take medicine your whole life, and when you're 25-something years old, have some dumbass on the internet have across the country that doesn't know right from left about medication, sit there and tell you should be taking your medication. That's like saying someone with cancer, oh yeah, why don't you just not have cancer? That's about as absurd as those comments are. So remember that if you ever say that to somebody. Don't ever say they should take the medication. That's like telling someone that's dying from cancer, hey, yeah. Or, Toby Keith died, right? That's like going to Toby Keith and saying, hey, dude, just don't die from cancer. Nobody, just don't die from cancer. That's not how that works. And these people know that. It's because they're stupid and they are petty and, that's the type of people on the internet. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's, it's hard, right? I run all my social medias like a business, so I'm on there all the time, right? And even though it seems like to a lot of people I'm commenting all the time on people's stuff, you're only seeing maybe the trapping stuff. There's my fishing side, that's 31,000. It's always going off. I'm sitting there running that stuff with CEOs of companies, right? So you're only seeing like an eighth of what's going on during the day, and it's all day long. Yeah. And with the fishing stuff, it's working with these guys, right? My group I built, but work with them, trying not to, potentially say something that's going to upset the CEO of the company or upset somebody, right? Because you're dealing with this large company that has all these people and all these ambassadors, right? And he knows me. He won't get upset with me, but potentially upset one of the ambassadors, and they say something, and like someone getting upset that doesn't know me. It's like being on the narrow balance beam all the time. So just because I get stressed with some trappers doesn't mean it's not stressed with somebody else, and it crisscrosses all the time. So it's really, really stressful. There's a lot going on all day long. Like today, this right now, probably the longest I've been off my phone in 6 or 7 months. Besides doing something outdoors, right? So at home, it's crazy to me that I'm even not looking at my phone every 5 minutes doing something. Like I said, I got another one of these guys in my trap right now, I'm pretty sure. Trapper sat there, had it on camera, and traps down in the lake. Chains extended, so I'm sure he's in there. But one thing I'll say about these RPGs, a lot of people talk about, well, you pushed the RPGs, this and that. Well, yeah. Besides, me using RPGs was something that I wanted to do. I got into them. At the time, I was trying all the different American brands, body grips, the Canadian brands, buying the premium stuff, and figuring out what I wanted to splurge my money on. And then I found some Belial, splurged money on that. Then I splurged my money on RPGs. So, like, my theory is, if you're going to buy something of quality, buy it once and be done. And that's where I go with this stuff. So I'm not sitting there buying a $10 trap 3 times a year and blowing all my money multiple times over. That's kind of my analogy. Spend it once and be done, kind of thing. Oh my God, I almost said my nips. My lips are chapped. So I could have gotten this done a lot faster, but what I'm trying to do is not damage the pelt, because this is the biggest that I remember and the best fur on the nutria that I've ever seen. So I'm really trying to do this slowly, right? Last time I did this, I got 2 nutria done, 5 rats done in about 15 minutes, right? So it's really one of those things to hang out with you guys and just scanning, having a little fun with you. I just picked up a few Duke number 4 square jaws offsets. Going to be helping out a rancher with coyotes. See, that's smart, right? The old adage is square jaws have a higher bite than round jaws. A lot of people don't think about that. People don't put the two together. But I'll tell you right now, I do a lot of private land trapping, right? I'll tell you this every single time you ask, would you use the same stuff on public land? No, I would go buy Dukes. Because there's 75%, maybe 90% of the people I walk by and see something, they're stealing it. So I would not be putting RBGs, I would not be putting Belials on public land, because every time it's going to get stolen. And I'm not willing to lose a $30 trap every time I go set it. You ever tried trapping canine? Me? No. My brother, yes, but he is part of what we do. Did it for a while. Got a couple of MB650s in there. Never had a lot of luck with it. That was up in the forest. You know, it was one of those things we never really got into. He saw a cup, he got into it a little bit, he shot one, and he just never really got into it. But if I can have mobility like I'm looking for, like a vehicle, you know, right now it's a family trapping, family getting together, and 90% of what I want to do there is being turned down because, you know, it's one of those things, if you don't do it my way, I'm not taking you, and you can't go check traps. So it's one of those things where, like, I'm getting held here to do it their way, so, you know, I got to kind of find what they want. But in my opinion, the way I want to do it, I don't want to be running half dozen traps. I want to be running 3, 4, 5, 6 dozen. I want to be running 10 fields. I want to be going full bore, right? But it's not my option right now because I don't have the vehicle to go there. So that's kind of why you guys see me doing the same thing, kind of trying to mix it up. But what I want to do, I want to run a large line, and I want to run it hard. But I don't have, like I said, I have a permit right now, and it expires this year, so I'm gonna have to get it. And when I do, watch out. That's all I'm saying, because I'm getting a little pent up, sitting in the house all the time and doing very small lines. Being there for a half hour and leaving is not enough trap line time for me. I'll tell you that much. So can I trap it? No. Do I know the basics of it? Yes. Do I know how it's done? Yes. Have I studied all about it? Yes. Have I done it actually myself? No. Could I steer you on somebody that could? Yes. Somebody that you could teach, learn a lot from? Yes. So if I don't, I pride myself, there's a thing called all-around cowboy, right? There's roping cowboys, there's bulldog cowboys, there's an all-around cowboy. An all-around cowboy knows all the fields of studies. And what I want to be when the trappers know all the field studies as much as I can to help anybody that comes and asks. And that's the way I am with fishing. Just because I fish on the west coast here in Oregon doesn't mean I don't know the basics of fishing in Florida for sharks. Well, the basics is redfish fishing, right? Because I want to be all around knowledgeable. I don't want to be just knowledgeable here. If I ever do pick up and go over somewhere, I want to be able to go there and start on the ground running. So I try to be an all-around knowledgeable person versus just here. So I could help you the best I can, but I do not currently do canine trapping. I do, there's Gavin. I do a little bobcat cage trapping, and I have caught a couple canines in cages, and I caught a canine this year in a cage, a little one, and then I had a canine go in the cage 5 times while the cage was frozen when it was 14 degrees this year. Mike says it's going to be a learning curve. Absolutely, but the fun part about that is, the way I am, if you just were to hand me a steak and say, here, go ahead and eat, I'd be like, that's no fun. Why don't you let me cook it? You know, I want a challenge. Like, people talk about rainbow trout fishing is fun. Yes, it's fun, but I'll go do it in the middle of winter when it's hard, it's cold, and people don't want to be out there. It's a challenge. I like challenges. You challenge me with something, oh, you bet your ass it's game on, you know. I like a challenge. I don't like easy, because easy is no fun. Because easy, you're just doing it and it's done. A challenge, you have to sit there and figure it out every step of the way, and that's what makes a challenge more exciting for me. And you guys watch me, I get products from friends, right? I've gotten products from all kinds of people, right? But just because I have a product in my hand doesn't mean, you know, just because I have the best product doesn't mean all of a sudden the cow's going to put my hand too, right? I have to figure out how to catch that animal. So just because I'm getting helped doesn't mean, you know, I'm just some washed up trapper, right? I still have to figure it out. A trap is absolutely nothing without a trapper behind it. A trap is only as good as the trapper that's using it. You can have the best trapper in the world and still be an absolute novice because it's the trapper's knowledge, not the trap's ability. Have a good one, Mike. Glad to see you around, bud. Appreciate you being in here. It's fun talking to you, for sure. If I get more bobcat footage, I'll send it to you, and even before I post it to YouTube. Because you're, you know, cool. I'll give it to you a little early. Wink. Have a good one, Mike. Like a lot of people, you know, I have Dunlap's phone number, Jeff Dunlap. I could text them and, hey, I have this in there, what would you do? his answer may not solve the problem in Oregon, it may solve the problem in Michigan, but it will give me some help to solve the problem. So just because I have all these resources doesn't mean I have all the answers. And that's, it's a support system, it's not the answer system. And I know a lot of people hate me because I push products, but my whole ordeal is I've done enough in my life where I'm happy. I will push your products. And that's how people give me products. And it will make me a better person at what I do. It still doesn't give me the answer, even though I'm getting products. Mr. Pro Staff I get, but it's one of those things where, yeah, Mr. Pro Staff in fishing. But guess what? And I spent 28 years since being in diapers, sitting there watching my dad, studying everything. All these years just be handed a sponsorship, right? I earned that stuff. I earned the stuff. I have a history in Oregon that even so much so, my family has such a history that my grandfather got told the same thing one time. He's like, we catch a lot of big bass and closer, right? My grandfather got approached by somebody made the connection and said, don't you guys ever catch anything but giant or 8-pound bass? My grandfather was like, wait, what? And then it clicked. He associated him with us. So we have this reputation, but it's not always the fact that, that's the reputation kind of helps. I'm not just some dumbass shows on the internet that gets all this stuff handed to him, right? I earned my relationships. I've built my relationships. I've become the person I have, and I have the relationships I have through hard work, dedication, and promoting products. It's not, everybody gets upset because they just think, oh, you just got handed stuff. No, it's not how it works. You don't just show up and get handed the answers. That's not how it works. You don't show up at school with the test and, oh, here's the answer to the test. Now go get 100%. That's not how it works. And then, like with Dunlap, the other day I sent him some money for a couple 400 jars of lure. I said, man, I don't need any lure, but you know what? You helped me a lot. Send me something you think could help me, and then I'll do a little product review on it, and I'll go use it for you. Not because I need it, because he's my friend. That's the type of things I do, right? So, it's not always about it's not always about what I want. It's, I asked Nick Gurney the other day, hey man, I pushed the 220s. Do you want me to help you with anything else? Yeah, man, can you push them to 160s? I'm trying to get them out there. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that for you. That's what friends do. They don't sit there and get bashful with their friends. They say, yeah, no problem, I'll help you. That's what a friend does. So you can't get mad at me for pushing my friend's products so I'm helping my friends. You can't be jealous of the situation that my friend's in because you're not that friend. If you want to be that friend, you better do something about it. You don't just get to sit back and bitch. People tend to not understand that. People talk about like, well, you put this out, you put that out. Of course, I decided one day to spend some money, buy a camera, and start filming because I was bored. I wanted to see what happened with YouTube. YouTube was never on my agenda of things to do, ever. But I happened to just do it because I figured I'm going to get old one day and I want to watch back and see what I did when I was young. So I filmed. If you want to sit there and say I'm doing something wrong, pick up a camera and start filming something that you do and show how you do it, so you have the memories. It's that simple. But people just don't understand it. They just want to hate. Because they're jealous or whatever vengeful, crappy person they are. They just want to hate on people. And, it's crap, I'm not frustrated with that. It's just like, I earned where I am. I always wanted to be where I am. I spent years trying to get here. And now you guys are jealous of it? Like, put the work in, man. Yeah, I can tell you to go walk down the Wilson River or look over here. Go catch a steelhead in this spot. I guarantee you it's under this rock. But you know what? I didn't get those answers. I didn't have social media when I did that. I had to read a book. I had to go with somebody. I had to figure out, connect the dots. I didn't have the answers handed to me. So 20 years sitting there trying to figure it out. And it's not going to hand you 20 years of knowledge to sit there and get the job done, right? That's no fun for the person. That's how someone joins outdoors and they're like, oh man, this is boring. This is no fun. Part of the fun is chasing it, going after it, figuring it out. So if I just hand you the answers, like a lot of people want nowadays on the internet, that's not going to help you. You're not going to have fun in the outdoors. No matter if I want to help you or not, that's not how you have fun. You know, it's about figuring out the challenge. The chase is what you remember in the catch, not the catch. Everybody wants to catch. They don't want to do the chase, right? And that's why I don't like a lot of social media, but it is what it is. And like I talked about, when I want to go hang out with my friend, I didn't sit there send him a text. I walked over the door, banged on the door. If he wasn't there that day, come over the next day, bang on the door again. Hey, can you play? Oh no, he's with friends. Bang on the door the next day. You know, you have to see if the friends are there. You don't get to just have the answers all the time. You know, it's kind of frustrating with me that people just want to be handed everything. And also, nowadays on the internet, right, what we do, the outdoorsmen, are really hampered on YouTube, right? If I post a video, same like you would have posted 10 years ago, you would have got 100,000 views, no problem. But now, it is down to 35, 40, because YouTube actively dampens your reach. They put it so low that it doesn't reach people. Because although they like to do it, they don't want people in outdoorsmen. They're the type of thing that they don't want people in that type of work, you know? They don't want people in outdoors. Whether they agree with it or not, they're doing it in a way that they're against it, but they're letting you do it, you know? So they're really hampering your reach. And that's one of those things where, like, it's very hard to do anything nowadays. And it's very hard to catch that 1 second where it's going to take off. But if you miss that 1 second, you can forget it. So it's simple as that. Like, it's that narrow. It used to be maybe a 10, 20 seconds, maybe 20 minutes to post where it would take off, but now it's so narrow, you can forget it. It really is just posting for yourself and just a couple people. It's no longer hoping thousands of people see it. It's not that way anymore. Even, you know, Trapper Jay, he goes and talks, right, on stuff, and I look at him and he's getting maybe 1,000 views an hour, right? Where back in the day, he probably would have had 30, 40,000 in the first hour. It's because the system is actively working against us. And the only way you're going to do that is if you go take somebody out in the outdoors and teach them, or, you know, you do your best. But having other outdoorsmen attack other outdoorsmen is not the answer to prolonging our heritage of being in the outdoors. Trapping, fishing, hunting, whatever it is. That's not the answer. I could probably peel this, but I want to make sure I don't rip the stomach a little bit. Up. You know, it's one of those things where we got to work together. We can't work against each other. And time again, I see people hating on each other. It's never productive when people hate on each other. The only person you're hurting at the end of the day is yourself and the outdoorsman. Don't want to Woo! Well, I think this is a male, so big bruiser male. You know, all these people hate on the premium products I use because I'm running about a half dozen or two, you know? If I was running anything like any other traps, I'd like my buddy Iowa or Netston, thousands upon thousands traps. You think I'm going to sit there, buy a $30 trap, set down, and come back the next day as it's stolen? No. I would not even be buying all new traps. I would be buying used, I'd be buying all kinds of things, fixing them in the shop, if I had a shop like that, welding them back together, putting new rods on them. I'd be doing all that. I'd be doing it as cheap as possible because they're running such big numbers. The animals should be coming out soon. It's getting dark. Yeah, that's dark. I wonder if I pop this on if it's going to make things better. Woo, that's bright. Oh, I love the chop itself. I've got a notification of nerd stuff. Nerdy stuff, you know. Video games. If I don't have anything else going on, I sit there and, oh, that's so fatty. I sit there and watch some. I decided instead of watching TV a lot and just watching the crap on television, I decided to sit there and watch some old kids role play and stuff on video games because, you know, instead of watching garbage news, I do that. This thing is a monster. This thing is absolutely huge. I don't even know what to do with this thing. I don't even know if it's going to fit on a board. I don't even know if I'm going to have to make something for this or what. This thing's tail's half eaten. It's one of those things where his tail's eaten, but it's already growing. Hair was already growing on it, so it hadn't been eaten too long ago, but his tail's eaten. I don't know if you see that. See that? His tail should be about that much longer. Let's see. Not much longer, his tail's gone. And hair is actively growing out of it. So it couldn't have been eaten that long. Could have been eaten long ago when they're fighting, breeding maybe. This is a guy, so there's no babies in there. It's monstrous. Oh, I stole it again. Got hair in my mouth. Wipe my lips with it. Make sure I'm not touching in the meat, but got gloves on, of course. If y'all are doing any duck hunting, any hunting like that, and you're looking for a really good goose decoy or Canadian geese decoy, right there. Dave Smith Decoys. My mentor that taught me how to trap. One of the best brand decoys in the world. And guess what? Stephen Ranella now owns it. He just sold it to Stephen Ranella. And I'll tell you what. You watch the hunt with Lee and Tiffany? That buck decoy is his. He made it. And Melissa Bachman also uses his stuff. He's a pretty big name in outdoors. If you look for good goose decoys, Dave Smith decoys or DSD decoys. Really good stuff. Expensive, but really good. I don't even know where so much fat on this guy. This is sharp now. Whoa. It's gonna work. Okay, wait a minute. I don't want to. I'm gonna take some practice. I'm not trying to put a freaking hole in this gorgeous pelt. Ooh, that's bright. Alright, let's see. Okay, now, what is that? Let's see. Ugh. So much fat on this thing. Look at that, it's like a bunch of raccoon fat on the nutrient. It's that solid white gelatinous fat. Oh, and had a bobcat come by last night. Or actually, today, middle afternoon. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Pacific time. Comes out, right? Checks out the set, and I got his reaction. He walks up, looks, and here's a kill squeak. And I'll tell you, he does something very dramatic, very fast. Of course, that kill squeak is coming out soon on February 16th. Make sure you see that. It's, what is it? Bruiser Bobcat reacts to kill squeak. But I'll tell you one thing. His action, hearing that kill squeak, he made a split-second decision like that. And boom! He heard that and went to kill the squeaking mouse. But it was that electronic call. It's quite quite interesting because he sits there quietly like he's going to pounce and kill it, and then he does something that I've never seen before, and it's coming out. I usually send Mike everything, right? But that's the one I kind of saved because I want him to be a little surprised when he sees it. It's a pretty cool clip. Oh God, this guy's fatty as heck. Ugh. There's fat in every corner, crevice, and everything. He's a bunch of fat. Dude, the old dude too. He's an old bruiser warrior. This is where it gets a little more complicated. If I feet here, okay, what the heck is that? I don't even know what in the world's going on there. Okay, some weird phone or something. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh, where is that? Oh, jeez. Lord have mercy, ow. Oh. Woo, got the foot out. Woo. That was a pain, bro. Mike left. I see some people watching. Maybe, hopefully my buddy Matthew's watching. That's what I'm hoping that is. I'm really hoping he gets into this because we need as many people doing this as possible. And, you know, I love that kid to death like a son. And hoping he's watching these occasionally. Another nutria, little piece of fat. There's a nutria here. But I don't think it is. I think it was some of those people from that video that took off, and just curious what I'm doing. And, you know, I don't know who they are. I don't know if I do or not. But, oh, they're gone. Maybe I don't know. My numbers read 0, and then it reads 2, and then it reads 0. Like people are in and out. So no, that's probably right because they left. I haven't done a live like this in a long time. Come on. Excuse me. Not very kind of me, I'm sorry. Oh, come on. Oh, there's a foot. Oh. Woo. The amount of meat I pared there is absolutely insane. To get that foot out. I think I'm going to start going live on all these skinny videos just because it's something to do. I'm pretty bored, usually. Oh, okay, that needs to be disconnected. Ooh, that's going to be bloody. Oh well. The camera can't see anything, so I ain't going to get any dots or anything on that. Keep thinking someone commented it's this mic. Come on. Whew. Back's hurting for sure. Yeah, let's see. Come on. That's a lot of meat on this guy. Come on. Yeah, that's it. What am I looking for here on this head? That was the ear canal, I think. There's ear canal. Now I'm in the head. Here we go. Guy's gonna need a lot of work. There's a lot of freaking fat on this guy. Not being as close as I usually am. Yeah, let's see. Where's that? Is that here? Where's that? Where is that's the ear, right? Oh, that's the one that went like that, sliced my thumb open, lost and bled everywhere. What's this? What in the going on? That's skull. Right. Right. What's going on here, right? Doesn't ear. Ooh, there's an ear too. Got it. But I think I'm right now. Oh. Yeah, okay. See here. An ear. There we go. Face. Okay, now we're making progress. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Now we're cooking with peanut oil, guys. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Don't look. You don't want to splatter yourself. Oh my gosh. Don't want to get caught, guys. I'm so bored. Just enjoying myself. Part of the fun is enjoying yourself. Some of you are on here, I can't tell. My number says 1, 2, 1, 0, 1. It's all over the place. My number's never accurate. I don't know if y'all are in here or not. How common it's never accurate. It's just never. It's just weird, you know. It never tells me if people actually in here. It tells me like 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, it's all over the place. It's like one of those old tickers that floats in the water and goes ding 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 ding. It's never accurate. Well, it's just kind of funny to me. There's the face. And I'm in here. Face is gonna dull a knife a little bit, but I can't exactly show you guys everything because I'm not trying to get a big fat ticket, you know. What's going on there? I think, yeah, weird, you know. Big nutries are skulls are kind of weird when you do them. What? Maybe that's not an eye. I don't know what's going on. Has to be an eye. Like I put a knife almost to his brain. What in the world? Ooh, it's interesting. There's an eye. Yeah, has to be. We be boss dog at this point. Gotta be super. Okay, I can't. I pay attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, that's an eye. All right. Just gut the eye fluid out. Yeah, that's nice. Cut a hole, Anthony. Just be an absolute dirtbag and ruin your whole freaking pelt for no reason. There we go. Travis Rashgard just went live on the video games. Yeah, you didn't think nerds can do both, huh? Oh, dang. I'm on knife now. That's gross. It just popped eye. Ow, I just stabbed myself. Look at the thing. I gotta be careful. Stab myself with a scalpel. That's always fun, you know? Come on, where is it? There it is. All right. Another bug. Something. My cameras must be going off or something. It's getting dark. The Muscar Nutra got to be moving soon. On. There we go. Just connect to the base of the eye. On. This is taking way long that on. If I didn't have this camera on, I guarantee it would have been done in about 5 minutes. This is taking time because I'm screwing around, really, just hanging out with y'all, and then people just disappear, and I'm like, oh, maybe. Freaking throat's all ripped open. Oh, my friend just messaged me. Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta be careful. These are brand new freaking pants. That is all disgustingly fat. Come on. Get off. Well, this is gonna be absolute. I can't say that word on social media. To clean. I don't exactly have a flushing knife to sit here and flush this crap. Oh, it's taking forever because I'm sitting here screwing with the phone. I have to stop paying attention to the phone and do my thing that I need to do here. Just come in pain. No wonder. I should just freaking. Guys are so fatty, it's not even funny. There's so much fat on them. The fat and meat just. That's like the ear. Yeah. Camera must be going off again or something's going on. Can't see. Oh, I can't. Hopefully that's not being shown. I don't think so. Absolutely. What was that? Oh. Talking about when me and my friend met, 2010, 2012. I have absolutely nothing to do tonight, so I'm just one to do, and I'm just screwing around with it, really. Nothing real important going on. I'll get back to Gavin when I'm done. I just family all left and just here all alone. Just kind of doing what I want to do. You know, it's not much going on. Family all went to the coast, went to the beach, and left me here. So that's how it typically is with me. They just, not screw this guy, you know, but whatever. I'm like the runt of the family. They just, you know, what it is, what it is. They don't listen to me. They don't care. They're gonna go to New York and leave me here. You know, they were like, "I would have bought your ticket," and I'm just like, "Whatever, bro. No, you won't have. You're just being petty because you want to be petty. I don't care." My grandma's dying, and they won't take me out there, and they're taking it away from me. Be petty, and like I said, my grandma's dying, and they you know, maybe my last time from my grandma, they want to try to punish me, and it's whatever. That's the way my family is. They're pretty petty like that. Just getting some fat off here. Oh, I don't have to do it on the board. I don't have a flushing beam. I just do it like this. Usually I just leave all this crap on there, but I kind of enjoy hanging out with somebody if anybody's in here, but nothing else to do. Should probably actually go and feed the dogs. They're probably starving, but you know, We'll do that in a little bit. Not looking the worst. That is. No, start working on face again. This is like the world's slowest Nutria skin I've ever done in my life. It's more so hanging out with you guys than anything, but you know, nobody's commenting, so I don't know. What is that? Ew. What is that? Is that a growth? I would have pushed through this already, but cheek, I think. Yep. Mouth. Oh, that was weird. Feel like it'll. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things, but I thought it got dark for a second. Huh. His neck, where the trout comes, absolutely gelatinous. This looks like brains. So let me just put it that way. We were talking about the RBGs not, doing their job, not hitting hard and kind of thing. I'll tell you right now. Ha! These RBGs hit freaking hard, bro. Those Belials hit hard, but these RBGs. No, that's not just push their product. People are like, you just push the product and say whatever. Absolutely no. Everything I say has that validity to it. It's said for a reason. It's not just not blowing hot smoke up your butt. But, so people that think they know better than everybody else and think I've been trapping for like a year and all that ridiculous crap. How long have you been trapping? Trapping long enough to know that some dude on the internet saying some outlandish crap isn't true. How about that? That's the crap that I hear. That's not what I hear, but that's what I feel like saying to them, because they say, if you had a tune trap, that wouldn't happen. And then they go, talking for a little bit, and then they go on and say, well, sometimes it happens depending on which way the trap's facing. I'm like, you think? I knew that before you even start talking about how it needs to be tuned on every post. But it takes them a while, and then they finally admit the truth, and you realize there's BS and and then eventually they come out with the truth and go, oh, really? You told me I had to be tuned. And they're like, well, yeah, they don't like that. Because I know they're BSing, I know they're BSing me. And then all of a sudden they'd be like, well, they'd be like, you're getting body catches because it's not tuned, it's not tuned, it's not tuned, it's not tuned. Hour into the conversation, or 2 hours into the conversation, we're like, well, sometimes it depends which way the trap is facing. I'm like, you think? I took architectural computer design. I know how traps work. I know how mechanics work. I'm not that dumb. I knew you're bullshitting from the beginning. But, they don't think, they think they're getting one up on me, and I'm like, the other aspect of it too is like people go in this group and they start talking about crap, and I'm like, I don't ever tell them, but I'm like, it's a matter of time, because in my pocket, I have all the admins. They're all my buddies. We all get along. They all like me. They're all in my pocket here. He thinks he's doing the right thing, and I'm like, I'll just go along, and then eventually just cut him off, right? And be like, I'm done. But in the end, the admin told me, if you get kicked out, I'm putting you right back in there, straight up. He says, you get removed, you're going right back in. I'm not letting you stay out of the group. You're getting right back in the group. And so these people don't know that, right? But I'm like, if you knew, you would realize that I'm not going anywhere. But they don't know that. But, I'm not sitting there saying, well, that's why I do this or that. No. I do that in the back of my mind, but I'm not doing it because I can get away with something. I'm just saying, if something outlandish were to happen, look who's getting back in the group. Yeah. It pays to have certain friends sometimes, guys. Just remember that. Sometimes, when your friends are the right people, people do things for you. They help you out. And people are mad that I sit there and promote that person's products, and I'm like, you realize that they're really good friends, because, me promoting this stuff, that's less they have to do sit there and promote. It's kind of fun sometimes. I poke at people, not always in a bad way, hardly in a bad way, right? It's just more trying to get them to understand where I'm coming from. They never understand. It's like, I have so many patience, like, I forgive fast and I have unlimited amount of patience, and that's a bad thing, right? I forgive people very fast and I have too many patience. And it ends up looking like arguments, but I'm like, I'm just sitting there trying to maybe approach them in one way they don't understand, try it in a different way, approach them multiple different ways for them to understand anything, and not once they never, but majority of the time I'll say something like, well, that's true, and then, because that's when they a little bit give in, but they are still stubborn enough that they won't change, and that's when like, well, I got to you that time a little bit, you finally admitted what I was saying the whole time was right, but, you know what it is, whatever, because essentially I say the same thing, and say it over in multiple different ways, because sometimes people read into a text a certain way, and then you say it in a different fashion, and it comes across, right? But people don't always read text the same. So I try different approaches, and a lot of times it comes across as arguing, but it's not. It's trying to see if I can get the person to receive what I'm saying, and it doesn't always work, but, sometimes it does, and sometimes that person's like, that actually makes sense, and I'm actually thankful you said that, right? And those people are the reason I sit there and do that, not the people that get frustrated with it. I don't care if you're trapped for 70 years, right, or 60 years. You bring a kid with you, I guarantee you that kid's going to see something that you have never seen in your life. He's going to spot something different. He's going to notice something that you would have never noticed. Because he's down here, you're up here, and he's seeing holes that you would never see. So, just because someone has a trap as long as you, doesn't mean you've seen everything that they have. Sometimes they see things different than you do, right? And they don't seem to like that. They tell me I'm cocky and this, but I'm like, I'm not the one that's unwilling to adjust and learn, and it's whatever. It's the internet, that's the internet for you. Everybody thinks they're better than everybody, and it's just, whatever. Almost 2 hours. 2 hours skin this just because I'm hanging out with y'all and, nothing better to do. Family left, I got bored and was like, you know what? I'm going to stop putting this off. I'm going to go out in the garage and skin and hang out with people. Because right now, ain't nobody in my personal life, wanting to hang out. I'm like that, that thing you pick up and like, I don't need that 10 hours later and you throw it away. That's pretty much what I am to my family, it seems like sometimes. But, whatever. It is what it is. They went to the coast. I'm here. This is what it is. Legally, one of them has to come back because I can't get over there without driving, and they don't want me taking people there. So legally, according to their rules, they have to be back by tomorrow. So, not a huge issue. What is that? Oh, good. Thought I cut a hole, but I didn't. Now it's starting to get a little exhausting sitting here just cutting the same hole 5 times. I'm getting bored. You guys aren't talking, and I'm going to just hurry up with this now. I'm done playing. Alright? It's not. The chapter. Slow down, it's not doing anything for me. And I'm sure somebody somewhere wants to go live, and I'm hopefully not sitting here cutting them off, because if I am, you need to say something so I can get off here and be respectful. Yes, that sounds mean, but I'm not trying to take over somebody's life. So if I am overcutting your life, because I just happened to go live today for the first time in a long time, you need to say something, because I would get out of here out of respect for you. Like, in an instant, I'll be like, okay, gone, done. So I'm not trying to make enemies. Or the other options, they're already live, they don't care, but that doesn't bother me. Oh yeah, it's black out there. Probably almost 5:36. Those animals, the dogs are guaranteed they're starving in there, but they were fed really late this morning, 9, 10 o'clock, they usually fed 7. So they will be absolutely, unequivocally, absolutely fine waiting. Normally I flip this, but let's see. See if I split this. Come on, me. Ooh, I don't want to cut myself. Okay, flip that. See, got the lips cleared. Oh, I need a sharp knife. I need something raised or scalpel sharp. There we go. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Ooh, this is getting warm and it's starting to stink. Need to be done with this. Come on. What is that, Anthony? Okay, I ordered DoorDash just and they're starting to harass me. Say, you hungry? You hungry? Come order. They want my money, right? That's the thing about these stupid apps, right? You spend a little bit of money, they're over there blowing you up, trying to get all the rest of your money. They try to give you these deals that are actually not deals and absolute rip-off. There we go. Come on. I'm done playing today. You know, I just need to go inside and be done with this. Come on, come on. I don't know. Okay, there's that. Nah, I want to go inside and watch their trail camera. Right now, when they'll be moving, so it's not a huge. I shouldn't be sitting out here right now. Yeah, I might have chat to Dad. I'm just going to move on. This is just ridiculous. Sitting in here doing nothing but. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Come on. I don't want blood in my pants. These are my good pants. I come out and do this nice and quick, and they turn into a fucking. Oh, my hands are absolutely cramping. Come on. Come on. Got it. Come on. Come on, move. Ah. Woo! Left. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. It's so toasty in my house. It's so absolutely toasty. This is a big dude. Woo! Glad I put no hole in this guy, because that would have been a mess. Oh. Nobody seems to want to talk. Nobody seems to want to talk tonight, so I'm just going to do my own thing. Oh yeah, I got ice cream in there. A little treat for myself today. And just so you know, I don't know if you're watching, anybody's watching, but I'm having some audio issues on my GoPro media mod, so I'm sitting it in, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that for a little bit. It's just kind of wonky and it's just stupid. Because GoPro I don't know what the word is, proprietary or whatever the word is, that they don't let other people make their stuff, so they screw people into buying their overexpensive garbage. But here's what it is. Other people want me right now to do things, so. Yeah, that's a big dude. Oh my gosh. What in the world, dude, have you been eating? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank God I have no blood on me. Still one just lurking in here, not saying anything. Found Gavin, which is not a bad thing because I like Gavin. Gavin's a good guy. That's all in the world. What's going on there? This thing is freaking ginormous. Dwarfs the other ones. World. Oh my God. A lot of them. Jimmy Crickets. Oh. Oh my God. The fat on this dude is absolutely nuts. Oh my, this is absolutely disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. Ordered a bunch more Trapline coffee. Stuff's really good. Lips are so freaking fat. This dude's, ugh. Blood. My poor friend in Texas is waiting for the message. I don't want to message her too late. I'm just going to try to hurry up and get this shit done. She's my friend's a 6-foot All-American basketball player. Female. Yeah, I said she. She's 6 foot, all American. One bad chick, bro. Yeah, my female friend's a 6 foot, all American basketball player in Texas. Texas A&M, I think it is. One of those colleges over there. Not bad, dry, good. You can't see me, can you? Well, that means I'm moving this over so you can see me. want to get it on the blood. Yeah, she's a 6 foot All-American. I don't think it was that one there. I'm gonna get the cheap plastic ones. Gotta go get them out of the wall upstairs because they didn't have enough. Oh. I think she's like a point guard or something like that. Can't remember. She's a big girl. That thing's tiny. Where's that? Yeah, that thing's tiny. Freaking hair is so long it will get a cut. At this point, I'm so done with putting this up. I'm just gonna freaking tap it out and be done. Oh my god, there's so much fat on this thing. No, just rip that out. That's freaking fantastic. Well, that's a lot of fat. What the crap is going on here? Those feet, that's why. This pellet's huge. Pellet is huge. Look, who is that? The extra large raccoon board. Freaking ginormous. Ugh. Extra large raccoon board. The biggest raccoon boards I can buy. This thing is absolutely monstrous. No, this thing is monstrous. Hopefully you can hear me. My dad's freaking blowing up my phone to feed the dogs and I'm live, and I really don't care what he has to say right now because I'm doing something. Still ringing. I don't even know if audio's coming through because of that crap that he's doing. Oh my gosh, this thing's huge. Oh my god. Gosh, sorry. Religious people. This thing is monstrous. Oh my gosh. This thing is absolutely monstrous. Oh my gosh. Oh, this thing's huge. Even more than mercy. Oh my gosh. I'm an absolute wreck. I can't speak. Absolute wreck today. In my mouth is now going faster in my brain, and it cannot stop. No. Freaking goes on there, I don't care anymore. Pointless. Either it's called to tell me to feed the dogs or there's something in the trap, a bobcat or something. He was blowing me up for a while there. He doesn't normally just blow me up like that. This took entirely too long. And yeah. Well, can't do the final step because the final step's on the phone up. For now, maybe I'll hold the phone up for now. Okay. Four hours. Just because I can. It doesn't hurt anything. You know, people yell at me all the time, well, why do you do it? Well, because I want to. How about that? Because I want to put the stuff on there. You do stuff you want to do because you want to, right? How about let me do what I want to do because I want to? That's going to be my answer to people. Because I want to. People are like, well, it's not me. I said, well, you do your pelts your way, and I'll do my pelts my way, right? Because, more people sit there and say shit about how I do things. I don't see people talk shit about how they do. I don't talk shit about how they do their things. So, maybe they should leave me alone. But I try to leave them alone. Yeah, we definitely got something dead, I think, because he's still blowing me up. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now because the phone's ringing. I think we've something dead somewhere. Okay. And the mess will get blown out by the gas blower tomorrow. So I'm not doing that today. Oh, well, that's it. We're putting it in front of the fan now. There's one from the other day. What is that? Oh, well, that's funny. They're almost home. Well, they should have told me that because there's a mess. They said, getting me a burrito. I said, okay. Maybe it wasn't that, I thought they were going to the coast and not coming home today, but apparently they're coming home today, so. Oh, well. Nobody told me that. And honestly, they gave me a burrito, so I'll take just about any burrito they get. For a minute, I thought they were going to the coast, staying at the coast, because they talked about seeing my grandparents over there, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're coming home, and then now they're coming home, so I don't know what's going on. But I'll tell you what, there's a huge mess in here I'm going to have to clean up, which I really don't care. This is the garage. This is not actually a shopping center. This is just actual garage. Put my knives away. Now I'm kind of in a hurry because I didn't think they'll come home, but now I know they are, so kind of. Oops. I'm still here, guys. I'm gonna come back in a second. Just do what I gotta do and just not have them come in and absolutely start bitching about stuff. I need that board tomorrow, so here's what it is. It's been a fun 2 hours just to hang out with you guys. I don't know if you guys are here or not, but you know, feel better. I got company, so makes skinning a little more fun. I could have done this in about 10 minutes. Skinning had been done within 30 easily, but 2 hours and 11 minutes hanging out with y'all. Whether you're here or not, I appreciate y'all. And Gavin, I'll be getting back to you right now, buddy. Have a good one, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Now I need to figure out how to end this. No. Oh, see ya. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.